Hello there, my brothers. Hope you all are doing well. The purpose of today's video is to teach you ways to develop a masculine frame. Before we can talk about ways to maintain a masculine build, we're going to have to get a masculine frame first. One thing you guys must understand is that to become a masculine man with a masculine frame, you need to surround yourself with masculine men. The reason most men nowadays have a feminine frame is because these guys tend to be surrounded by women. No, I don't mean to blame you guys, alright? I grew up around women as well, and I ended up with a lot of feminine characteristics. Stuff like sitting with my legs crossed, putting my hands on my hips, and other stuff that the women around me did. And that's natural. That's how the human brain works. It learns from its surroundings. When I was 9 years old, I had to move in with my uncle. Now my uncle was a man's man. A real masculine man. Everyone around the block respected him. Nobody, and I mean nobody, had it in him to go against my uncle. My uncle was a big influence in bringing me on the right path, as whenever he saw me sitting with my legs crossed or putting my hands on my hips, he'd slap me on the back of my head. Living with my uncle worked wonders for my frame, and if I had continued to live surrounded by women all the way up to my high school and college days, I probably would have ended up with an extremely corny, goofy, and feminine frame. I'd probably be gossiping around, chattering around on mundane things, and being emotional, and all of the other things that come from being raised around women. Alright, brothers, back to the topic at hand. If you're really intent on building a masculine frame, you need to surround yourself with masculine men. As I said earlier, it's how the human mind works. We learn and imitate our surroundings. The biggest example I can give you of the impact hanging around specific people can have on you is to tell you how accents are formed. Living in a particular place for a long time starts affecting your mind, and your voice starts to mimic the people around you. That's how our minds and bodies adapt to our environment. It's similar to the old saying that goes something like, "You can tell a lot about a man by the company he keeps." So for example, if someone were to grow up surrounded by problematic people, like criminals and thugs, then there's a high chance that they're going to end up on the same path. This is why it's necessary for you to surround yourself with masculine men. Get rid of all of the people in your life that can lead you down the wrong path. If you really want a masculine frame and a masculine mindset, get rid of beta males in your life, as their beta thoughts can influence you. Get rid of the dude bro type males that smoke weed all day. Sure, you might be affected at once, but if you're surrounded by these kinds of people, you will eventually end up like them. Take Jay-Z for example. Does he hang around poor broke people at car washes? No, right? He hangs around people like him. Millionaires and billionaires. Remember, brothers, surround yourself with people that you want to be like. We are products of our environment, so make sure your environment is good. So a masculine frame doesn't come without work. You can't just decide to have a masculine frame and then wake up the next morning a masculine man. It doesn't work like that. But, as I said, try to surround yourself with masculine men. Older men, men that have gone through what you're going through right now. Hang around successful, disciplined men. Men that can inspire you to be a better man yourself. Don't hang around people that are out there selling drugs thinking that you're going to be a CEO of some multi-million-dollar company. If you want to be successful and win at life, you got to hang around winners. When you start to surround yourself with successful people, you will start to pick up their habits. I know that a lot of your viewers are going to be young men, probably 16 or 17, or maybe even 18 or somewhere in that general range. The most honest advice I can give you guys is that you absolutely need to surround yourself with masculine and successful men. You might have come across boys your age that appear to be very mature and masculine considering their age. It's probably because those boys are surrounded by older, more masculine men. As I said, that's how humans work, brothers. We are just the products of our environment, nothing more. If you were raised in a masculine and disciplined household, you're going to be a masculine and disciplined man. It's as simple as that. If you see men around you acting feminine or just exuding a feminine energy, it's probably because they hang around females a lot or were raised by a household with a lot of women in it. Anyway, the bottom line is that you have to surround yourself with masculine men. That's the only way you're going to be able to get rid of the femininity in today's society. No, there's no shortcut to this, no pills you can take, no surgeries you can get, no easy way around it, my brothers. You need to hang around the type of people you want to be. You need to take up the habits of successful men. You need to learn how to take their energy and make it your own. That's the only way to be a man's man, my man. And one more thing that I want to address. Once, one of my friends was having some troubles with this girl. Now this girl was obviously cheating on my man with other guys. So fast forward a bit and this girl broke up with my man, but after a couple of weeks she came back to him, begging him to take her back. Now I'm sure you guys must have seen or at least heard about this situation before. Now when this happens, when a girl comes back to you after running off from you, it means that they're in a weak position. So whenever you're in a position like this, take up an honorable position and don't go back to that girl. Let her know that you're not interested and bury it. My brothers, never get back with your ex, because if you get back with your ex, you're going to be in a submissive and weak position. When you get back with your ex, you'll have no power, no leverage in that relationship. She's going to use you and you will have no base upon which to stand your ground. She's going to disrespect you and you'll have nothing to say because you'll be thinking about how she took you back when you were vulnerable and all that. Now, I'm not saying all of this out of the corner of my head or nothing. I've made these mistakes, my brothers. When I was 23, I've had to learn all of these things the hard way. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys not to repeat the mistakes that I made. I'm trying to save you from the mistakes that I made, guys. Whatever the case may be, never get back with your ex. Ever. This might happen to you where an ex might contact you at some point in your life. Maybe she misses you, maybe she feels like she loves you, or maybe because she's just bored. Whatever she's feeling, my brothers, don't get back with her. Anyway, getting back to the topic of the video, a masculine frame. As I was saying, brothers, try to surround yourself with more masculine figures in your life. Try to follow in their footsteps. Take up their habits. Try to incorporate a masculine energy in your lifestyle. I'm not saying to completely remove the women from your life, but try to avoid being surrounded by women. This will stop the feminine energy from corrupting you. If you're 18 or 19, try to hang around 22 or 24-year-olds. Whenever I see a man that exhibits traits of masculinity and manliness, I can tell that he probably grew up around men. He was raised around men, that's why he's like that. These traits don't just come from the sky, my brothers. You need to learn to adapt yourself to men like these in order to have a masculine energy yourself. So yeah, that's it, my brothers. My most honest advice to you guys, try to hang around masculine men. Now that doesn't mean you have to remove every other non-masculine person in your life. Are you going to remove your sisters, your mother? No, right? What I mean is for you to have masculine friends and mentors. People that you can learn from. People that can inspire you to be a masculine man. Just try to stick to men that you would look up to. Successful men, ambitious men. I hope that helps you in your journey, my brothers. Be sure to like the video, as this can help the video reach more men like you that are feeling lost. And be sure to subscribe for more helpful tips on how to be a man's man.